Alright, so let's do this video on proportions. Remember to write the date and write your name. Mine's Tara. So if a relationship is proportionate, it means that you can find the value that you are looking for by simply multiplying the unit rate by the number you're looking for. So a key characteristic of a proportionate relationship or a proportional relationship is that if you have 0 of one thing, then you have 0 of the other. So for example, if I said an apple is $2, how much do 2 apples cost? Well, it's 2 times 2, which is 4. What about how much do 6 apples cost? Well, 6 times 2 is 12. How much does 0 apples cost? Well, that would just be 0 because you're not spending any money. That is that key characteristic, right? If you have 0 of one thing, then you have 0 of the other. So this is in contrast to something like a taxi, cab ride. So that always has like a baseline price of, say, something like $3.50 plus some value times the kilometer. Okay, so this is not a proportional relationship because we have a fixed cost there. So this one here is not proportional. Let's just look at this one here. So if 6 earbuds cost $18, how much does each pair cost? So when we do this, we're taking the total and we are dividing by how many we have to find out what the unit price is. So in this situation, we have, sorry about that, we have $18 and we're dividing it by how many we have, which is 6. That is $3 per pair. How much do 13 cost? Well, in this situation, we take the unit price and we're multiplying by how much we need. So how many we need. And that will give us our total cost. So the unit price is $3 multiplied by how many we need, which is 13. We get a total of $39. How much does 0 cost? Well, it's $0. So this right here, this is how we know it is a proportional relationship. So sometimes in questions we are given a lot of information. Okay, so let's do one question here. This is like the grade 8J1. So Gilbert owns and operates a stain-begone carpet cleaners. He uses a special non-toxic cleaning solution to clean carpets. Good for him. There's a proportional relationship between the amount of the cleaning solution in liters, okay, the amount of cleaning solution in liters, which is found right here, Gilbert uses, which is X, and the area of the carpet in square meters that he cleans with the solution, Y. What is the constant of proportionality? Okay, when we say constant of personality, what's the number of this one per this one? So number of square meters that we can clean per liter. So if I look at this, 5 liters will clean 10. Another way of saying this is if I go 10 divided by 5, that equals 2. All right, let's see here. 16, so 8 liters will clean 16. 16 divided by 8, it is also 2. 18 divided by 9, it is also 2. And 20 divided by 10, which is also 2. So since all of these are the same, this is how we know we have a proportional relationship. when you get to the upper questions in grade 8 J1, it's going to ask you if it is a proportional relationship, and this is how you do it. Okay? Please insert song there. That would be great. Can you do that in your heads? Maybe some of you guys don't even know that song. That's all right. Hopefully some of your parents got that. So if they're all the same, if they're all 2s, or if they're all 4s, or they're all 0.75s for some crazy reason, you know that it's proportional. So that means that for every 2 square meters, you have to use 1 liter. So so 2 square meters per liter. That's what the cleaning is. Now, just to totally switch it up, sometimes we're just given a little bit of information. So find the unit rate. So if there are 36 plates in 3 stacks, how many plates per stack? 36 divided by 3. That is the answer right here. 36 divided by 3, that is simply 12. Done. Okay, that's going to be like your grade 9 C3. You're going to love it. Now this is like your grade 9 C5. So if a relationship is proportional, then a helpful tool to be used is called cross multiplication. So first things first, multiply the 2 numbers that are across from each other. Now the key here is numbers, okay? So you're seeing here, and I'm talking about like in an X, okay? So this is the direction that we're talking about. So the 2 numbers that are across from each other, so this one and this one. Okay, so you multiply those 2 numbers together and then divide by the number that is across from the variable, which is 2. So let me just write the steps down here. I say x equals 10 times 1 divided by 2. So then x equals 5. Now we know that this is right, because if I were to say 5 over 10, that's just half, right? 5 is just half. So if I were to get a decimal equivalent on this side, it would be 0.5. Well, guess what? 1 divided by 2 is also half. I'm just going to highlight this in pink so that you know which one is associated. I'm going to do a little bit of a tougher one here. It's tougher for 2 reasons. The variable is in the denominator, but you go through the exact same steps actually. So you multiply the 2 numbers that are across from each other, and then divide by the number that is right across from the x. So if I were to write out my steps, this is what it would look like. It would look like x equals 7 times 9 over 11. And just so that you know where all the numbers come from, I'm just going to highlight using the appropriate colors. Now, my answer here is going to be 7 times 9 equals, divided by 11 equals. That's a huge number. Or it's not a really big number, but it's a long number. 5.7272727272. The way that I'll express that is x equals 5.72 with a repeating bar on top. All right, well, there you go. Math IXL practice for this one is going to be grade 9 C3, grade 9 C5, and grade 8 J1.